Hello, welcome to a book obsession. I'm Ashley Gunn. This is going to be book 4 of Scarlett Cole's The Second Circle Tattoo series. This is The Darkest Link. It's Leah and Reed's story. Leah, you know she works at Second Circle Tattoo, and this is a story of it's a small world. This book begins with Leah's car breaking down. Reed is going to be the knight in shining armor, and he actually owns a garage. So he's going to have her car towed back to his mechanical garage. Leah and Reed are going to go on like a little mini date while they're waiting for the tow truck to come pick up her car, and they're going to get to know each other a little bit. Leah and Reed are obviously attracted to each other and decide to have a one-night stand. Leah tends to fall in love really quick and have a long-term relationship, thinks every relationship is going to be the one that makes it. So for her, this is a little challenge to have a one-night stand, but they both agree to having a one-night stand. Leah is completely comfortable with Reed fixing her car, and he's really great about, like, I'll just give you a quote. If you're good with it, you're good with it. If not, we'll take it somewhere else. Even though it's supposed to be a one-night stand, it turns into a two-night stand, which, just grows and grows and grows. And as you get to know these people, it's really interesting because I would not have guessed Leah for the character that she turns out to be. Leah, in my opinion, seemed kind of quirky. Obviously, she dresses very unique, has her own personality, and it turns out she comes from a very strict family. Her father has a very specific plan for his life, and actually, in a lot of ways, I think he resents the fact that Leah doesn't want that. He wants a political life, and she's a tattoo artist, so obviously, those don't really mesh well together. He wants to change her into something that will fit into his life. But her father's name is Jackson, and he's going to end up being a huge part in this book. I don't want to spoil things for you guys, but it ends up being more than I ever expected with that. And in the meantime, all you really need to know about Leah's mother is that she's unwell. They don't really describe what she's diagnosed with, or at least not that I can remember. I know for sure that she has some depression. Basically, she used to be this amazing spirited person, and after years of marriage to Jackson, she is kind of withered away, and Leah sees it. Leah promised her grandmother she would be there for her, and thankfully enough, Leah's grandmother left her a large inheritance, so Leah has that ability, but her mother doesn't want to leave Jackson, so it's definitely a tug of war, and Jackson uses Leah's mother as a bargaining chip in pretty much everything he wants to do. So he has political aspirations, and so he essentially makes Leah feel guilty that if she doesn't come and she doesn't play the perfect little daughter, then it's stressful on her mother, and maybe this might be the thing that breaks her mom. So it's an awful situation, awful father. And then you have Reed. At the beginning, you're not going to know exactly what his troubled past is, but obviously it's there. This is the cool part, and I'm going to make this little spoiler. You're going to have plenty of them in this book. Reed turns out to be Harper's brother. So Leah and Reed meet at the tattoo parlor. Trent runs out, beats the crap out of this guy. Leah doesn't know what's going on. Harper runs out, realizes it's her brother. Obviously, Trent is ticked off because he feels like Reed left Harper in this mess of a situation. Reed's best friend was the one that attacked Harper, so I think that Trent is just being overprotective, but that's how Leah finds out about this whole thing. So on Reed's part of the book, you're going to have him trying to put his life back together, getting to know Harper again, reconnecting with his parents, and then making his garage run. He also has this odd opinion, and not odd, because you know where it's coming from, but that trouble kind of follows him. That Harper wouldn't have gotten hurt if he would have stepped away and not brought that trouble to her. So when some things seem to be happening, Leah gets hurt, she breaks her arm, and then like 2 weeks later, Reed's apartment goes up in flames while him and Leah are there. Reed thinks that it's him, and so kind of pulls away from Leah. It turns out to be something much larger than anybody could have expected, especially because of the people involved and everything like that. But it's a phenomenal book. This is a phenomenal series. Each one of these books are incredible on their own. I don't know how Scarlett came up with such amazing topics for each one of them, but they were absolutely incredible. I know you're going to love them if you read them. I absolutely did. If you want any of these books, I'm going to put Scarlett's link to her books as the very first link in my description, as I always do, so that any way that she makes the books available, you guys can get the books. Also, these books were available on my Overdrive app, which means that they were probably available on yours as well, so go ahead and check those out. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. If you like my videos, go ahead and like them. And if you want my videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all for joining me.